Let me start by conveying, not just to the honorable members of the Pakistani cabinet who are with us today and the parliamentarians, but to the entire Pakistani population, the warmest greetings from the leadership of Saudi Arabia. His Majesty, custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz, and His Royal Highness, Crown Prince, Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, who hold Pakistan in the highest regard as a strategic partner, a cultural partner, a country like no other in terms of the bond that has united us for as long as history can chronicle. Of course, the modern relationship of Saudi Arabia and Pakistan has its roots from the founding of Pakistan. Saudi Arabia was with the Pakistani people as they created their own nation in 1947, and soon after that we entered into a treaty of partnership in 1951. So very soon we will be marking 75 years since the entry into that treaty. But Saudi Arabia and Pakistan need no agreements, no treaties. We are united, we are bonded, we are connected. I am grateful that after our arrival last night, we saw that warmth and that bond and that reception from the top of the leadership of Pakistan. Trade between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan has already increased significantly by 80%, from $3 billion in 2019, $3 billion US dollars, to $5.4 US dollars. We are also reasonably encouraged by the number of Pakistani investment licenses that have also more than doubled in the last couple of years, reaching 2,000 Pakistani investors in Saudi Arabia. And the FDI stock in Saudi Arabia of Pakistani investment is already exceeding 1.6 US dollars. We are committed to and extremely encouraged by the announcement by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince committing the front end of Saudi investment into Pakistan, which is $5 billion. This was announced during the visit of the Honorable Pakistani Prime Minister when he, Shahbaz Sharif, when he visited a week or two after he was appointed in his role after the election, and there was a meeting in Mecca, essentially within the confines of Haram al-Sharif. Honorable Finance Minister and others were there wearing their ihram thobes, and I was also honored to be there, and we saw the warmth, the mutual commitment from both leaders, and that what I call the front end of Saudi investment was committed. And of course the PIF has a leading role. I am glad that we have the PIF represented with us in strength here in this delegation, not only representing the PIF, but also bringing many of the PIF portfolio companies, which is going to be spearheading the Saudi investments, including Aqua Power and renewable energy, including Manara in minerals. And I think these numbers, in my opinion, are only the tip of the iceberg. I think the limits, there are essentially no limits to what Saudi Arabia and Pakistan can do in the economic sphere, just like there are no limits to our friendship, to our bonds, to our historic relations, to our political relations at the highest level from the days Saudi Arabia and Pakistan were created in the last century to many, many centuries in the future. Vision 2030 is not only doing well, it's actually ahead of schedule, and we're moving to start thinking about the next phase of envisioning the future. And the future of Saudi Arabia is going to be one of prosperity, it's going to be one of empowerment of the people of Saudi Arabia, empowerment of our private sector and our companies, of which we are very, very proud, and many of them are with us today, over 50 companies that have been breaking their schedules and their commitments elsewhere to be in this delegation, to be here in Pakistan. Vision 2030, and this is the key point about Vision 2030, I want to say, is also about extending our prosperity to our partners and to our friends and to the countries that we need as much as they need us. And Pakistan and Saudi Arabia together provide that complementarity, provide that scale, but you also need geographic reach, and we see that Pakistan is uniquely positioned geographically with your location extending from the Arabian Sea all the way into the heart of Asia, Central Asia, China, all of the Caspian countries are markets and resources that are available to Saudi investors to reach through partnering with our Pakistani friends. We think it's only the beginning, because once the momentum is created, there is no stopping you, and Saudi Arabia has been and will continue to be your partner to achieve that economic stability. A key element for the private sector from Saudi Arabia to contribute to is substituting exports that we are getting from other markets to more valuable, higher quality, and indeed lower cost exports from our brotherly nation of Pakistan. And we heard from the leaders yesterday not only about the mining and the natural resources, the granite, the marble, the building materials, where Saudi Arabia is the largest construction site in the world. Make no mistake about it. And we will be, in the next few years, awarding construction and material procurement contracts reaching about 1.8 trillion US dollars. We see energy as a natural. The kingdom has been and will continue to be the kingdom of energy, the global leader in conventional energy. We're investing, continuing to invest in oil and gas, and His Excellency Minister Musaddiq mentioned oil to chemicals is a big area for growth, and we want Pakistan as a big market for chemicals to also participate with us. But the big area of growth, the new area of growth and energy for us is renewable energy. Solar, wind, hydrogen, green ammonia, green methanol, not only for the consumption of your large population and what is starting to be a vibrant, high-growth economy here in the heart of Asia, but we hope that we will allow Pakistan to also export this green energy, given the endowment you have. Mining and minerals, as mentioned already last night and today, is truly quite significant. We're looking to make Saudi Arabia the hub for global supply chain resilience, not just to meet domestic and regional, but global. And we want to do that by leveraging what you have in Pakistan. And I talked about mining, I talked about energy. We certainly want to leverage your human resources and your ICT sector. We have coined our reshoring initiative in Saudi Arabia as green shoring, to bring that green energy, and I think we can extend that concept to Pakistan if we can employ the Saudi companies that are active in renewable energy generation to embed it in some of the mining resources that have been mentioned, given that Pakistan, I understand, could be the fourth richest country in copper. So ICT, from manufacturing of components to software development, cloud computing, AI, data processing hub. Of course, food security has been brought to the fore with the recent conflict in Europe. The Russia-Ukraine war, I think, reminded the rest of the world that food security is a global issue. And it's certainly an issue in Saudi Arabia, where for generations we've been enjoying imports of Pakistani food stock, of course, meats and poultry, aquaculture and fishing, and the list goes on. We believe Pakistan, as we heard yesterday from the Honorable Chief of Army Staff, can become again the hub for global food security, not just for the Arabian Peninsula. Saudi Arabia is investing heavily in global acquisition and global direct investment from Latin America to Europe, Ukraine, Africa, and we're investing, of course, in South Asia and Central Asia, and we would love for Pakistan to be a key hub for agriculture, food processing, value add, and export to third